Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy hump day. How you guys doing this morning? I know it's early. I know. I had to jump on a little earlier this morning because I have some things that I have to get out of the way. So I am here with my message. I didn't want to not do it today. So I just wanted to make sure that I stuck to my word and continue to bring you guys some messages. And here I am. Good morning. Come on in if you are up and you are ready to get your Wednesday started and you just need a little word of encouragement or motivation. I will not be before you guys long. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible and get it out the way. But I am glad that I did decide to go ahead and move forward with everything that I wanted to do, as far as continuing to bring messages across to you guys despite of my crazy schedule. So I just decided to get up and just get it out the way this morning. So good morning to you all. I know some people may be up already, getting ready for work or doing whatever they have to do to get their day started. So I have prepared a message today that it seems like God always gives me what he wants me to give y'all. So, as always, I am here out of obedience and just willing and able to come across to you guys with a motivational message. So good morning, get up and get some of this Wednesday morning good vibes to help you guys get out there and have an amazing Wednesday morning. And before I get started, let's just take a few moments to take a few deep breaths and just reflect on our blessings, like everything that God has done for us thus far. Not even the simple fact that he woke us up this morning, because he did not have to do that, but just everything. Like, I know sometimes when we are counting our blessings, we don't count the bad things that happen, but sometimes God allows some things to happen that may look like it's something bad happening to us in our eyes, when in all reality God is really working some things out for us in our favor. So we gotta be grateful for the good things and be grateful for the not so good things. So let's just take a few deep breaths, you guys. It's going to help you throughout your day. Deep breath in, hold it. And exhale. I'm just kind of like thinking about, just being alive and being healthy and being well. If you are in your home, in your comfortable, warm home with your family, whatever your situation may be, someone's situation is always much worse than yours. So today's topic, I want to talk about emotional intelligence. We're going to learn today how to master our emotions and how to properly process them. And I think that is so important, because I know a lot of people don't think that learning how to properly process your emotions may be something of importance to you, but it is very important that we all learn how to process our emotions. It's not just for females. I know we can get more emotional than males can, for whatever reason. I don't know if we have more hormones than males have, but even men, we all need to learn how to properly process our emotions. So emotions are known to be the spirit or breath of life. So, when I looked it up, that is what that is what it said. I don't know if I got that from me actually, looking it up, or if I heard it just listening to educational videos on emotional intelligence. But I know I heard that phrase, and I decided to write it down because that kind of stuck to me. So it said it is literally the breath of life. So being emotional, I just like to break things down so we can all stay on the same page, like not only for your sake but for mine too. I just love to just have a good understanding of what I'm talking about. So, I don't want to just come before you guys and just be like blurting out a whole bunch of stuff and be all over the place, and it's just not making any sense. So I like to break things down. I always do this. I do this when I'm doing in-person motivational speaking, and I just like to break things down. So being emotional is arousing or characterized by intense feelings, emotions, or thoughts turned into feelings or emotions. All emotions start with thoughts. So I know that that's something that we probably, don't take heed to. Like 1 minute we just end up feeling some type of way, and we are wondering why we feeling some type of way, or someone may have done something to us for us to feel some type of way, and we don't realize that we are contemplating these things in our own mind that is making us feel the way that we feel. So our emotions are just thoughts basically manifesting, and then they become everybody knows. they become obvious, that you feel in some kind of way. The expression on your face, or something that you might say out of your mouth, and be like, dang, well, he feeling some type of way, or she feeling some type of way, because now your emotions have begun to turn into your thoughts have begun to turn into emotions. So we could be happy, we could be sad, afraid, lonely, mad, grief. We all have lost a loved one at one point or another, jealousy and regret, just to name a few. When I was looking up emotions, it said that we had it was like a 6-figure digit. Like we had like 340,000 emotions running through our body. I was like, what? Like how, like where? Like how? It's so many emotions. I don't know if they get like real technical. Like how do you name that many emotions to get that number? But I don't think that we realize how many emotions that we literally have running through the human body. So emotional intelligence is... So this is what we want to talk about today, because we want to be able to properly process our emotions, and we want to master them. We want to be the master of our own emotions. We don't want to just go around feeling whatever way that we are feeling, and thinking that we don't have control over the way that we feel, because we should always have control over the way that we feel. So I'm going to break it down to y'all, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to like I said, properly process your emotions and be the master of how you feel on the regular basis. So this is good for anyone, men, women, children, teenagers, whatever. You want to be in control of how you feel at all times. And if you're not, we need to learn how to and break down how can we be in control of our own emotions. So emotional intelligence is recognizing what, when, and why you are feeling the way that you are feeling. That is so important. Like you have to do a backtrack. What happened, who said what, what bill, what negative family member, what did your boss say at work, or what am I feeling in my body? These things are all important. How we can self-diagnose sometimes. We feeling a little ache or pain and we think we having a heart attack or something like that. So now now you're afraid. You're full of fear because you done self-diagnosed yourself when you just got gas because you ate spaghetti last night and then you laid down and that sauce is rising up in your chest and then you think you're having a stroke. So, you know what I mean? That is why it is important to learn how to process your emotions. What did I eat? Before you self-diagnose and be sitting there, and scaring yourself half to death, process your emotions. Like, why? Okay, I ate spaghetti and laid down. Like that can rid the fear. Like that can eliminate the fear. We just learn how to take time out. That's just one thing, for example, but that is just one way we can learn how to process our emotions. So I'm going to give you guys a few facts on emotions. Number one facts: emotions help us find our way through life. It is true. Like, emotions literally lead you in a direction that you need to go in. And if you don't learn how to process or master your emotions, you will find yourself going in a direction that you don't want to go in, being somewhere that you don't want to be, doing something that you don't want to do. I know we have all, know somebody or heard of somebody, or even something that we have watched on TV when someone just did not properly process their emotions or do the right thing with their emotions. And they ended up in a bad situation. They might have ended up in jail. Like, you got mad and you just went out here and did something stupid. Anything, might happen if you don't learn how to process your emotions in a healthy way. So, I think that is a very healthy fact for us to know, that emotions literally help us find our way through life. So think about how you are feeling, when you are feeling, what you are feeling, why you are feeling, and when you are feeling it. And now my second fact is, people who know how to process their emotions are happier and more successful in life. So a lot of studies that I do are scientific studies, people that research people's lives and their actions and everything like that along the line. I mean, scientists, I know this is not anything new to you guys, but scientists do years of studying and research. So they monitor people over the years. What kind of person are you? They do like surveys. They ask some questions just for stuff like this, just for our personal knowledge. Whether we decide to dig into this kind of stuff or whether we want to help ourselves along the way by looking into something as important as learning how to process our own emotions is up to us. But we need to be educated on these type of things, because it literally says, when you look it up, a fact about emotions is, people who know how to properly process their emotions are happier people and more successful in life. So, who doesn't want that? I'm going to continue on 2 ways to process your feelings. Number 1, make a gratitude list. That is my favorite one. I always talk about how important it is to be grateful on the regular basis. When you are grateful, you literally break the door wide open for a floodgate of blessings to come towards you. Count your blessings. Count your blessings every single day. You will be helping yourself so much. I made a list of things that I was grateful for, and I just kept adding to it. I think eventually I stopped at like 130 things that I am grateful for, but it just helped me so much when I go revisit that list of things that I am grateful for, and I read it down the list, and it literally allows me to think about why I'm grateful for those things, and then and on my list, I got things like the lessons that I had to have in life, my trials, my tribulations. It's not just like a whole bunch of good stuff, on there. Well, that is good stuff, it depending on how you look at it. Life is perspective. Sometimes some things happen for you. The things that we think that is happening to us might literally be happening for us. So that is one thing that you can do. Before I even did this research and found this out, make a gratitude list. A way to process your emotions. A good way to process your emotions is to write a list of things that you were grateful for. Even when I started doing my impersonal motivational speeches, that is one thing that I used to give people for homework. Like, listen, when you got a little bit of time, go get yourself a pen and a piece of paper and write down things that you were grateful for. Just start off with 5 things that you are grateful for and continue to add toward those things. I don't care if you write it on a book of matches or a cardboard box on the back of your hand, put notes in your phone, if you got a journal or a piece of paper or whatever, just write down things that you are grateful for and don't be afraid to revisit that list on the regular basis. It will literally help you process your emotions. You will find some things that you were holding on to with anger and regret and disappointment, and some people that you were holding grudges towards and all of that kind of stuff. You be like, you know what, God, thank you, because now I know who ain't on my team for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want no whole bunch of fake people around you and, hey, you've been fake all this time. God will reveal some people to you. So that's something you can write down on your list. Like, God, thank you for revealing to me who ain't gonna ride with me, because in all reality, everybody can't go with you on your journey where God is taking you. It just ain't for them. Even the people that you thought was going to be there for the long haul, in all reality, those the ones that are not. It don't matter if it's flesh and blood. I don't care. People think that it is exemptions because you are flesh and blood, because you are family. You can get away with any and everything. And most times, they worse than anybody. They are the worst ones. Guess what, YouTuber? You got to go. So everybody just can't go. You can add things like that on your things to be grateful for. Is when God reveal who people are, and when real people show them, when people show who they really are, them true selves, believe them. Believe them. When you hear the snake hissing and all of that kind of stuff, don't be like, no, that wasn't a hiss. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. When people reveal who they are, believe them, because you will set yourself up for more disappointment and more failure for yourself. Then you'll be mad at yourself. Like you already showed me once how you was. Why didn't I just believe you the first time? So we talking about how to emotional intelligence and how to master our emotions this morning. So I'm giving you some healthy ways and tips and things that you can do to properly process your emotions so you can be in a good place in life. So this is a good starting point. Like, it's still the beginning of the year. People are still out here trying to take with their New Year's goals. Even if you fell off a little bit, listen, jump right up on that, back on that puppy and keep on riding it. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your hopes. Don't give up on your dreams. If it is something that you know in your heart that you want to do, that you probably have been even putting off for the past, I don't know how many years, it's okay. Just continue. Never give up on yourself. Continue to go after your heart's true desires. It is always worth it. Anything that you do for yourself is always worth it. Anybody that took their time out to view this video, you are doing something for yourself. And it is never, ever, ever a waste of time when you are working on yourself and trying to progress and doing things for yourself. So my number 2, I'm still giving you a few ways that you can process your feelings. Number 2 is to vent. So I know we probably have heard of some people like to vent, some people don't like to vent, but venting is not the same as asking for help. It is an opportunity to share your emotions out loud. I'm going to say that again. Vent Venting is not the same as asking for help. I know some people don't like to ask for help all the time. It is simply an opportunity to share your emotions out loud. Excuse me. Don't complain. Don't complain. Don't get out in front. I need somebody to talk to. All right, come on. You need somebody to talk to. We can talk. Oh, well, such and such did this, and I'm so sick of such and such doing that. This is a side note that I felt as though was important for me to make clear. Venting and complaining are two different things as well, because you don't want to be a complainer, because at that point you are just dwelling on negative things. You just want to simply talk about why you feel the way that you feel. You will get a better result, a better solution when you're just talking about, more will come out when you just simply breaking down why you feel the way that you feel, not complaining. Don't waste your time complaining, because complaining helps nothing. But it's survival skills. These are survival skills. These are what people do when they want to enjoy this experience that we call life. So this is why I'm breaking these things down to you. There are good emotions and bad emotions, and both are okay. Don't think just because you are angry or frustrated or aggravated, don't think that that's bad. Just figure out why you are frustrated, why you are angry, why you are feeling bitter at the time for whatever reason, and get down to the source of it. Because when the situation arises again, the worst thing you can do is continue to be frustrated with the same thing and the same person time after time, year after year, day after day, month after month. It is a vicious cycle. Not saying that you are going to completely eliminate anger and frustration out of your life, but who wants to keep being frustrated with the same person? At this point, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you at this point. Like, we got to get down to the nitty gritty, because it just come down to it's either me or you at this point. So this is why I'm not saying that you ain't gonna never be angry again, but you gonna be angry because your flight was delayed or something like that. Like, it's just gonna be a different anger or a different situation, different place, different time, or something else. Don't continue to be angry at the same thing year after year. You will go crazy. Make 2023 brand new for you. That's all I'm saying. So it's okay to be happy. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be mad. You just have to find healthy ways to express them. The number one emotion in the world is happiness. I mean, that's probably no surprise. I'm probably not telling you anything that you don't know there. And the reason why healthiness is the number one emotion is because everyone strives to be happy. That's why. So, who doesn't want to be happy? And, the people who are not striving to be happy are just not in a good place mentally and should probably seek help. Depression is an emotion. Depression is real. Some people just tap out, throw in the towel, just give up, and they don't want to, for whatever reason, they just don't want to, move forward anymore. That is never a healthy place to be. So happiness is the number one emotion in the world, and these are all from studies that has been done over the years. Love is the strongest emotion, and then fear. So it's happiness, and then it's love, and then it's fear, and then it's a whole bunch of other emotions. I ain't gonna break down, the order that all emotions go in, but love is stronger than fear. So, love is stronger than fear, but you probably can't tell because a lot of people let their fear overpower, their love or, whatever else. So, gratitude, I wrote this down because it was interesting to me. Gratitude is the shortest lived emotions because we spend more time being angry, proudful, and frustrated than we do being grateful. That is so disappointing. Like, why not just soak in some gratefulness? And that's not just only to God, but even to each other. Like, even a married couple, after a while, your wife getting up fixing you a bacon and egg sandwich 6 o'clock in the morning so you won't be hungry at work. You want from, smacking her butt and, baby, thank you, and, showing her all kind of gratefulness to, just grabbing your sandwich and walking out the door because you feel like that's just something that she have to do. We should forever express gratefulness, because in all reality, she can send your butt to work hungry, and that's just one thing that I'm using for an example, but we don't show each other enough gratefulness. We got these ungrateful kids that act like they just can't be grateful for nothing because they think they are entitled because what's my kids' number one thing? They did not ask to be here. Like, I did not ask you to get with my dad and bring me into this world. I'm like, you know what? You're right. You're right. Because I should have skipped over that part. If I knew your behind was going to be this ungrateful. But that is just something that we need to learn how to do. Even being grateful to God, like gratitude is an emotion. I don't know if we realize that or not, but we spend more time being prideful and frustrated than we do being grateful. You can be angry at somebody for years. Don't look at me crazy because I know some of y'all probably sitting here right now that is holding anger from kindergarten when somebody broke your pencil or stepped on your toe or whatever. So you probably people that ain't even alive no more. You mad at somebody that's dead, for whatever reason, or pride. You so puffed up full of pride. Well, I ain't apologizing to them and I ain't going to them and it was their fault and they ain't come to me. So don't nobody want to be the bigger person. So all these years go by and all this time go past and everybody's so puffed up full of pride. Just imagine if you was grateful for that long. You know how much justice that you will be doing for yourself, and God be like, "Dad, you still grateful through all the trials and tribulations and everything that you had to go through in the test of time and life, and like you are just grateful for all of these years." Just like you hold on to that same pride and anger and frustration, just imagine if you replace that with some gratitude. I mean, that was just so disappointing to me that gratitude is the most short-lived emotion. Like, why? Why not decide to be grateful? Same energy. Y'all want that same energy right now. Why we can't give gratitude the same energy that we give frustration? Why? Why not? Just because we choose not to in our humanness. I don't care who you are. I'm talking to everybody right now. Mama, daddy, uncle. I don't care who you are. If you know some of the things that I am saying is true. You don't have to tell nobody. You can just simply learn how to evaluate these kinds of things about your own life. Give joy and peace and all that kind of stuff the same energy as you give frustration and regret and pride and all that kind of stuff. Same energy. That's all I'm saying. So practice emotional intelligence. So emotions are contagious. So let me tell y'all something. When I had my daughter, oh my gosh, my baby gonna be 18 on Sunday. Her birthday is 2 days before Valentine's Day. So she was about 6 months old And I'm telling you this because when I read emotions are contagious, it made me think about that. So she was 6 months old, and I went to the African shop, and I was sitting there getting my hair braided, and they had the TV on, and I had my daughter sitting in my lap, and the news came on, and it said Luther Vandross died of a stroke. So I like took this deep gas, and my eyes filled up with tears. And I was like, oh my God, I know y'all know who Luther is. I love me some Luther. I grew up on some Luther. A house is not a home. Oh my gosh, Luther just had so many great hits. My mom loved Luther. So when it came on the news that Luther died, and an emotion came over me. My daughter, who was sitting in my lap, 6 months old at the time, she just bust out and started crying. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. But she like instantly felt the emotion. Like I didn't make a sound, or, I didn't like physically start crying, even though it did make me sad. I wanted to cry, but she felt my emotions, and she just got so sad because the expression was all over her face. She just got so sad and started crying. I'm like, girl, you don't know nothing about no Luther. What you crying for? I'm like, what are you crying for? But it was like she felt me being emotional, about learning that Luther had died that day. And when I looked it up, I had my daughter in 2005. Her birthday is February 12th, 2005. And Luther died in he died July 1st, 2005. And I was like, yep, I distinctly remember that incident. And that's just one thing that stuck to me in that. And when I was doing research on emotions and how emotions are contagious, I don't think that we really give light to the fact of how we feel other people can feel. Our family members can feel. Like, what's wrong? Like, what? And I'm not saying put yourself in a good place just for the sake of other people. I'm just saying take that into consideration, that your emotions are contagious. The energy that you bring, the energy that you bring to work, the energy that you bring at home. Your family cares about you. You see is preparing a meal for your children. You don't want to be, feeling bad emotions. Like, even if my day is, not a 100% perfect day, I still talk to my kids about how my day went, whatever happened that day. Even my house always full of somebody else's kids. So even when my kids' friends are over, they might help me get groceries out the car and ask me how my day was or whatever. And I vent to my kids' friends. I just talk to them about, some of the things that happened during my day that might not have been, in my favor, but it feels good to get some of those things out and not just coming home slamming cabinets and yelling at everybody and all of that kind of stuff. My kids are not perfect. They don't always take out the trash and, do their chores and things like they supposed to. But if I don't properly process my emotions, I'll go around just taking all of my frustration out on everybody. And that's what you don't want to do. And then you be looking at them like, now why you mad? I had a bad day and you mad because you brought that anger home. So we have to be mindful of the fact that emotions are contagious. Put the process of mastering your emotions into action as soon as possible by doing things like practicing self-care, learning new skills, and savoring happiness. Like, we don't spend enough time. Like, one thing will happen to make us, be happy, and we'll laugh or something like for 2 seconds, and then, then we're right back into being angry or whatever. Like, soaking that happiness for a while. There's nothing wrong with allowing yourself to be happy. You can be happy all day if you wanted to. So we have to learn how to savor happiness. That is one way that we can master our emotions, because we want to be happy. Remember, happiness is the number one emotions. So remember that this takes time, patience, and willingness to master your emotions, to properly process your emotions. It's going to take time. I'm not telling you that you're going to be the master of your emotions by tomorrow, but I'm saying you should give yourself time and you should give yourself patience, and it's always worth it when you are willing to practice mastering your emotions and emotional intelligence, learning about your emotions and properly processing them. Emotions can be triggered by diet, stress, your posture. You ever hear somebody say hold your head up, and your head might be down for whatever reason? You probably just broke up with your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever, or you might have just lost a loved one, and the expression, it seems to be just the expression, hold your head up, hold your head up. But you literally should hold your head up, because holding your head down brings you into a lower mood. You don't want to stay there. It's okay to grieve and to mourn and do whatever that you have to do to heal and the loss of your loved one or everything else, but don't walk around with your head down, because that opens the door for depression and things like that to set in. So you have to learn how to physically hold your head up. That statement is so true. It will help you so much along the way to deal with your emotions where you are not walking around with your head down. Even genetics can trigger bad emotions depending on what type of person your mother or father was. But that don't necessarily mean you have to be that way. You can recognize that my mom was a drama queen. When I found myself being dramatic, I be like, Nita Bae, like, I'm not gonna be over dramatic about every little thing, like how my mom, if I try to tell y'all how much of a drama queen my mom was, I will be sitting here all morning. I won't even be able to make it to do what I had to do one time. But sometimes we notice that about our parents, and that can reflect on us, but that don't mean you had to carry that around for the rest of your life. You could tell yourself, okay, that's how you process, you being dramatic. Like, I'm not gonna be dramatic, just for any old reason. I know my mom was like that, but I don't have to be like that. That is, an example of processing your emotions. So fix your focus, be mindful of the things that you focus on the regular basis. That is so important. Your whole life is controlled by the things that you focus on the regular basis. Sometimes our mind could just be in a place where we shouldn't let it stay for too long. I know, we focus on what we need to focus on from time to time, but sometimes we can focus on unnecessary things and we can get stuck there. So we don't want to do that to ourselves. So, you want to be mindful of the things that you focus on the regular basis. Fix your focus. Know that you can handle anything that life brings you. Sometimes we get discouraged. I'm not minimizing anybody's situation, the things that they had to go through, the things that they are going through, but don't doubt the fact that you are strong enough to handle whatever life brings you. So, you can handle it. You can tell yourself that I can handle it. That is one way that you are able to process your emotions in a healthy way, because when we get discouraged, we angry, we slamming things, I don't know what to do at this point, we get frustrated, which is an emotion, because we think that things are completely out of our control. I know we all heard of the saying, God is not going to bring you to it if he ain't going to bring you through it. And a lot of things that you got through even till now, you didn't think that you were going to be able to get through. So, just know that you can handle whatever life brings you. And Emotional intelligence is the difference that makes the difference. So just learning how to manage your emotions will make such a major difference to you in your life. This may not be something that you are used to or have gotten used to, over the years. Sometimes we can allow our emotions to be out of control, and it can end up in a devastating way for us. Some people, like I said, don't know how to control their anger, and they end up in prison or, just somewhere that they would rather not be, when they could have learned how to process their anger. Why are you angry before you go ahead and do something stupid? So I wrote down a quote from a man named Robert Andre. So Robert Andre was a great influencer back in the late 1800s. He was an American painter and a teacher. He studied in France. He went back and forth. When I searched him, I like to look into people that I write my quotes from. I like to get quotes from people with really great accomplishments. I write quotes. I have quotes of my own, but when I come before you guys, I want you guys to think about some of the things that I am saying to you. So Robert Andre, like I said, he was a great influencer in the late 1800s, an American painter. He studied in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in 1888. He opened an urban school, and he was so famous because of his uniqueness that he expressed through his art. It was like, I don't want to say undignified, but he was just bold enough to do some things that a lot of artists were not bold enough to do back then, and he was noticed from that, and it allowed him to become very famous over the years. So this is what Robert Andre said. He said, "Cherish your own emotions and never undervalue them." So that was like, I read quote after quote, just going through some quotes on things that were related on learning how to deal with your emotions, emotional intelligence, learning how to master your emotions on the regular basis. And I read some really amazing quotes, but I felt like this one was most valid, and I felt like I need to come, to you guys with this quote, because I feel like this is something that we are not used to doing on the regular basis. And I'm talking about myself too. I was not always in the habit of cherishing my own emotions. Like, I cared more about how other people felt than I cared about how I felt. We can't continue to go around doing that, because you cannot be of great service to other people if you are not being of good service to yourself. So this is what this amazing person said back in the late 1800s, Robert Andre. He said, "Cherish your own emotions and never undervalue them. How you feel matters, even if it does not matter to anyone else." And to keep it a buck with y'all, 9 times out of 10, don't nobody care about how you feel. Don't nobody care about how you feel. They can tell you what to do with your emotions and where you can go stick them in a minute, but you have to care about how you feel. Don't walk around suppressing your emotions. That is one of the worst things that you can do for yourself. I'm trying to help somebody today. We are talking about emotional intelligence and learning how to properly process your emotions on the regular basis so you can live a happier life. So I'm going to wrap it up with that, but I want you guys to repeat to yourselves today. I got to go there on y'all, because I want you to reflect on something positive today. So I want you to repeat to yourself, "I will heal. I will be happy," because you want that for yourself. You don't want to walk around carrying around the same wounds or hurt or pain. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I got some physical wounds on my body that ain't gonna never go nowhere. And when I look at them, it remind me of the old me. And I would rather have the physical wounds than the emotional wounds. I don't want my wounds to be from down within. I don't want them to affect my life on the regular basis. 10, 15, 20 years ago, things that I had to go through then, it's not fair that I carry those things around with me. The majority of the hurt and pain that I had to go through was not self-inflicted. It was all things that people did to me to hurt me. So why should I carry around the pain of things that other people did to hurt me? So today I choose to heal. I choose to heal today, and today I choose to be happy with my yellow hair. I was telling my daughter last night, I was like, I like my yellow hair. Yellow is a happy color. I was like, I feel happy, and that's because I am happy. So we all deserve to be happy. So I want you to tell yourself today, take time out for you to heal. I know it's a lot of people that is walking around with a lot of, healing to do. And that is one of the best things that you can do for yourself is heal, so you can deal with life and all of the other things that you have to deal with in life on the regular basis without having to carry around a lot of heartache, frustration, regret, anger, and all of the stuff that we carry around with us, because we want to make room for the happy things. We want to make room for joy and peace and love and excitement and all of that kind of stuff. And you got to get rid of some things so you can let some things in. So let it go. Move on with your life. I want y'all to be happy. So I hope y'all got something from that message today. I had to come to you guys a little bit early. I would rather do it early than not do it at all. This week is like completely insane for me, but I will get through it. I am grateful for every single moment. So tell yourself, I will heal, I will be happy. That's my homework. So next time y'all view one of my live videos, I want y'all to drop me some hearts or something and just indicating to me that you looked yourself in the mirror and told yourself that you want to take some time out to heal and you want to focus on your happiness. And one of the best ways that you can do that is by being emotionally intelligent, mastering your emotions, and learning how to process your emotions and your feelings on the regular basis. It is important, and it is for everyone. So I'm not just talking to a certain few. I'm talking to all y'all. I'm talking to myself too. So God bless you all. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm going to go ahead and move on with my day. Lord willing, I will be back on Friday with another message. I want to continue to catch you guys up with some of the things that I have been diving into on the regular basis, just to spread some good energy, some positivity, and some love. But in the meantime, I want you guys to get over this hump, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and continue to be blessed.